Hello, 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 and welcome back to Talking to Tequila with Chloe. That's me, Chloe. Welcome to Wednesday. We are midway through the week. I have a jam-packed show for you today. We are doing a full Life of a Showgirl recap, and if you are not a Taylor Swift fan, if you don't listen to the music, you're still going to enjoy this recap because the streets are talking, honey. Someone got that girl a collect phone because the streets made a call and they are talking. And they're talking before 9 p.m. So they are charging by the minute. If you are in a 90s baby, you'll get the reference. If you're not, just be happy that you were born in a better time than us, honey. We're doing a full recap of Savannah. I was in Savannah this weekend for my brother's wedding. A little update on Luna, my dog, which is turning out to be the bionic woman. A little AMA Ask Me Anything segment. And then wrapping is a Clevie time, and of course a SVA SVA. Now, if we decide to go down the road of the fact that I may be entering a depression, we'll just see how the episode goes. If not, just know it's getting dark, honey, and hopefully we will pull out of it, but I cannot make any guarantees. Now, let's jump right into my weekend. I was in Savannah, Georgia, that is. You may be familiar with it. A little town in Georgia, a little old Georgian town. Now, I have never been like down south. I don't consider Florida down south. I consider a cesspool, and I don't consider Texas down south. I consider it a traitor. Now, the thing is I went to Texas once to try to put my mom in rehab, ended up only getting basically ringworm, which was a nightmare. And then, of course, I've been to Florida several times for vacation. Will I go to Florida for vacation in the future? Unfortunately not. Now, I can only make one caveat to that, which is I'm a little bit of a people pleaser, and I'm a little bit of... I understand that I'm, pretty set in some ways, and how do I say this? I understand that there are some lines in the sand that I've drawn that other people have not drawn, which is totally fine. We all have our own goalposts. Like, I'll never step foot in Target again. We all know this. I would prefer to never step foot in Florida again after Alligator Alcatraz. I think it's one of the most devastating atrocities that this country has ever partaken in. I believe 2/3 of the inmates in Alligator Alcatraz are currently missing, as in they had hundreds of Hispanic and Latino men there. The state told them they must shut it down. It is against their constitutional rights. And then they just disappeared. No one knows where they are. Their lawyers don't know where they are. There's no information about where they are. So that's concerning. It's very concerning. They spent $500 million building it, and it was open for like a month and a half. So I would prefer to not ever give my money to Florida again. But me and my two girlfriends who they have kids, they have like all these responsibilities. They finally agreed to a girls' trip. It's, just plates very full, okay? And we decided that we were going to finally hit the road in 2026 and go on a girls' trip. Now, one of the places that they have mentioned is Florida. It is, to me, a really interesting balancing act that I want to do. It's almost like the way, and I know this is going to be a poor analogy, but it's just an analogy nonetheless. Like, it's a way where just because I'm vegan doesn't mean we only have to go to vegan restaurants. So the way I'm trying to navigate it is like, if I'm planning a trip and it's my trip and it's my vacation and it's me and my boyfriend or whatever, like, I'm not going to Florida. I don't know if I can impose that on other people. And like, I don't want to be that like difficult, like, well, we need to pick somewhere else. Like, I'm not doing this. You know what I mean? So I may at some point step. Why did I even get? Oh, because I went to Georgia. So I was saying, I get off on tangents. I was saying, and this is a little bit of the reason that I feel like I'm in a depression, because I literally feel like an idiot moron loser. Like, I feel like I'm standing on some principle. Like, sometimes I'll go like, oh, I'll never step foot in Target again. And then someone's like, okay, but you order on Amazon, hypocrite, dumb bitch, loser. And I'm like, okay, I'm literally doing the best I can. Like, I don't know what to say. Like I'm trying to stand on these moral principles, and I understand that I can't do 100% everything perfect, but I'm trying. I'm literally trying. And then someone's like, but you still do this. And then I'm just like, feel like such an idiot, moron, loser. Like, okay, I guess I'm just a dumb bitch poser, like idiot, moron. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, I guess I am just an ugly, dumb hypocrite. That's basically how I feel sometimes. Sorry, did not mean to get emotional straight away. I actually almost didn't even do a podcast this week. Let me get on a happier subject. Okay. Do you know it's a goal of mine to never miss a podcast episode? That's a private goal that I have, because I feel like whenever I'm just going through it and I really need escapism, I just feel like I rely on my podcast so much. Like, I need Mark Maron's podcast episodes. Like, I need the Taylor Schrecker show to keep me like literally grounded in some sort of joy or reality, or even like just feeling like companionship, compadreousness, however you want to say it. So I'm like, I cannot be taking off a week just because I'm having a bad week. Because, honey, I think I'm going to be having a bad few weeks. I think I'm going to be having a bad few months. Now, on a lighter note, I do look gorgeous. Like, my hair is looking really great. Like, my skin is really sun-kissed. Like, I'm literally stepping into the most stunning era of my life. And I do feel like my age is not matching, like, the youthful glow that I'm feeling. I did get 2 days of Georgia sun, and I am now addicted to that. And I do feel like I am going to a tanning bed. Like, I'm already becoming semi-indifferent to life. Like, whatever. I'm going to start tanning again. I don't know what to say. Like, I needed a little bit of a sun-kissed glow this entire winter, or I may fall into a depression so deep, not even Jesus Christ himself will be able to pull me out of it with Jeff Goldblum on his back. That's how deep it could get. And I want to stay light for you guys. So I went to Savannah. I went to Georgia. I've never been down south other than Texas and Florida, which, like I said, I don't really consider south. I'm talking about south where, like, the people talk with a little twang. I'm not good at accents, so I'm not going to really butcher it. But, like, you know that good old southern charm, like that warm welcome? That's where I was at. I didn't even... I'm feeling like there's a whole part of this stratosphere of this country that I am unaware of. Like, I went to Savannah. We did a road trip, 12 hours. My feet were broken. My ass was broken. Literally, that's it. I was really tired, but that's it. It really is becoming a physical impairment with how much I'm driving. But nevertheless, we drove 12 hours and we landed right at my brother's fiance's house. She's from Savannah, so that's where they decided to have the wedding. She has like a decently sized family, and she has like her family has a lot of family friends down there, so it made sense for the wedding to happen down there. Now, I would like to say I'm absolutely thrilled that they have those family ties down there, because it allowed me a window into their life, which was absolutely... I cannot describe to you what happened down there. It was absolutely the most warm, friendly, love-filled community I have ever been a part of. We landed right at her parents' house immediately, because we had been looking for hotels down there, and then she messaged me one day. Holland is her name. I really love her. She was like, you know what, stay at my parents' house. I'm like, hey. She's like, stay at my parents' house, we'll get dinner, we'll do this, we'll do that. I'm like, okay, I'm down for it. Not really for the money reason, but because I thought it would be nice to like meet. She was selling it to me like, then we'll go to dinner, we'll do this, we'll do this. I'm like, yeah, like, let's kind of like really kick this wedding weekend off. So I land right at her family's house on Thursday. We get to the house, gorgeous property. I mean, just gorgeous. I mean, I can't express it enough. It was one of the most stunning places I have ever seen in my life. The house, amazing. The decor, unbelievable. The architecture, the attention to details, because her family built that house. Her dad is into building. How do you call it? How do you say it? Not construction, development. Thank you. I do believe he's in construction as well, but like I think he's more like he's like a developer, I would say. And her mom apparently then helps to decorate the houses and like design the houses. So it's like a family business of this gorgeousness, of these stunning ideas. I mean, their brain just must be so, sometimes I wish I was naturally talented like that. Like my house I've been working on to try to get decorated for like 7 years. And it's difficult for my brain to understand visualization. It's hard for me to imagine things because my brain doesn't work that way. So I got to this lovely house, immediately the most warm welcome from her mom. Oh, and I brought a gift basket. Now, I am pretty big into manners. And now the thing about me is I'll swear I'm rough, I'm tumble. I'm saying, fuck this, motherfucker, goddamn. But I'm also big into manners. I'm big into please. I'm big into thank you. I don't like littering. I do like when you bring a gift to a house if someone's hosting you. Like to me, those things matter. They make you, I think it makes you come outside of yourself a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like my sister and my boyfriend always laugh at me because if a server's handing me 4 or 5 things, if I'm getting a drink, I'm getting a straw, I'm getting a coaster, I'm like, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I'll say thank you 4 or 5 times in a row. Over and over and over and over again, I'll say thank you because I am thankful that they're bringing me that stuff. So I brought a gift basket. I wanted to make a good impression. I am representing Caleb and his my brother and his family. So I don't want to come off as a barbarian. I mean, who knows what people think of Pittsburghers? Sometimes I think people think of Pittsburghers as like animals. I don't know why. I think they think we're iron working, like that's how I think people think of us. Just a Pittsburgher. You know what I mean? But I'm like, no, we're quite demure. I have a master's degree. I'm an educated woman, okay? So I come in, I meet the family. I am very nervous. If I'm in control, I'm the captain, I'm driving this boat, it's very easy for me to be outgoing. Like if I walk into a room, I'm the nurse, I'm in charge. This is my ship. So it's very easy for me to take charge. Hey, my name's Chloe. I'm here for this, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be helping you out with this. Let me get you this. But if I'm not in charge, I'm the guest, I'm the new person, I'm the friend of a friend. I'm sure some people have thought many, many times that I'm a bitch. I'm not a bitch. I'm unbelievably shy, which is shocking, right? Because I make TikToks and Instagrams and this and this and this and that. I like to think like there's always 2 parts of me happening at one time. I think I'm the most gorgeous, lovely, stunning woman. I can't believe, to me, I think every person that sees me probably falls in love with me. I think they're thinking, there she goes. There she goes again. But then I also think I'm like the most big back, ogre, damn, look at my hands. They're hands of a working woman. Just a big back bitch. So there's always 2 things happening at the same time. So I get there and I'm hoping people don't think, I'm kind of quiet. I want to come off as demure. I want to come off as a polite girl. So I meet the family. I meet Holland's brother and I meet his fiance, who, by the way, I really got to chatting with the fiance. India's her name, at the Friday night, welcome party. Really like her. I hope she likes me too. I don't want to put too many eggs in one basket. I don't want to come off as I hate coming off as needy In fact, I feel like one of the reasons I don't have a lot of brand partnerships and stuff is because I never want to seem presumptuous or needy or whatever. So I'm always just like, you know what? Hey, if you guys need me, just reach out to me. Hey, you know what? If you guys are interested in working together, let me know. I don't want to be presumptuous. I would never want to think you want to work with me because, hey, you probably don't even know me. You know what I mean? So I like her. I hope she likes me. Now they live in New York City, technically Brooklyn, which obviously means they're extremely cool. So we were talking like, hey man, the next time we're in New York, maybe we'll link up. Now here's the issue. It's like, do you actually text when you are in New York? Because again, I have this fear of being presumptuous. It's like, yeah, we talked about maybe getting together the next time I'm in New York. Is that because they really think I'm cool and want to get together? Or is that because they were just being polite to Caleb's sister, who's a big dope who was there and who didn't know anyone? Will we ever know? I don't know. Sometimes I can tell that people really like me, but most of the time I do think that I'm like tolerated at best. So I really just don't like to impose on people, when they could just be being polite to be nice to me. Now I do think that they like me, but it's hard to say for sure, because who knows? Personalities are like peanut butter. There's several different flavors and you really only like one. I don't ever want a crunchy peanut butter. I don't want the natural kind with the oil on top. I just want the regular Jif. That's it. I don't even want the Peter Pan or whatever the other one's called. I don't. I want Jif. That's it. Okay. So Thursday, we're at the house. We're getting to know the family. And then I meet Holland's dad, I meet Holland's mom, I meet the brother, I meet the fiance. My dad shows up, my boyfriend's there, so we're really cooking here. And Holland's dad mentions to me, he's like, I just want to say, Holland showed me your Instagram, and I'm very impressed with your videos. So that was a huge compliment. And I said to Holland later on, I said, good job showing your dad my videos, because now I feel like there's a base level of him liking me, which is great because I do want to be liked by in-law families. Although technically, I don't know if they're, how many layers do we get of relation with family? Like Holland's now my sister-in-law. But I don't know if Holland's family is anything to me. I'm talking in terms of legality. I don't know if they're anything other than my sister-in-law's family. I would like them to consider me family because they were really nice. So then later on, do you want to know the most fabulous thing? So we're in Savannah. We're in this stunning home. There's 2 dogs there, Fluffy, Duffy, and Willie. Really cute Jack Russell Terriers. I didn't know I loved the Jack Russell Terrier the way that I love these dogs. And we're sitting in the backyard that has a pool. And all of a sudden, Holland's like, oh, should I call my aunt and uncle over? I'm like, well, where are they at? Where would they be coming from? They share a damn fence. This is how southern we're at right now in southern Savannah. I don't know if Savannah's southern Georgia or where the hell it's at, but these people, this brother and sister, this family, they've got these gorgeous houses in this gorgeous neighborhood with these big trees with these moss all over the place, and they're hanging, they share a fence. That means when you call your sister or your brother, they can just pop over. Do you understand how important that is? I mean, I think I said it on last episode, I'm trying to trap all my friends in an apartment complex. So she calls her aunt and uncle. They come over. I mean, they're damn as southern as all get out. I've never heard like a real life down blue, sweet southern person talking to me directly. And they're talking like kind of how you see in TV shows in a really cool way. I'm not saying it like it was another language. I'm just saying they were talking so southern. It was crazy and I really liked it. And they were, it was just like, I feel like kind of when southern people talk, they're singing. it's just there's a twang, there's a cadence to it that is extremely welcoming. So they chatted for a little bit, and then we decided, me, Caleb, Holland, and my boyfriend went to Bull Street Taco. Now, this is a trust Chloe go. If you are in Savannah, and so many people messaged me recommendations, thank you so much. We will be going down to Savannah again. This was a jam-packed weekend. What I had come to find was we were booked, okay? We were like this. So we didn't have time to be perusing around. So we went to Bull Street Taco Thursday night. They have the best watermelon margarita I have ever had in my life. And I'm not a big fan of flavored margaritas. I went straight up on the rocks, no jokes, lime, keep it moving. This watermelon margarita, oh my God. I mean, that would have made you believe in Jesus, honey. It was so good. And it was strong. I was kind of a little buzzed after one. And then we went back to Holland's house. Her parents had the wedding was on Tybee Beach. So they had gone there for the night to like keep doing stuff for the wedding. And so we had the house to ourselves. And I said, okay, let's start this weekend off right. We're jumping in the pool with our clothes on because we're here to forge memories, and we're here to make, I'm a party starter. I love core memories. Add it to the list of things I like. I like meetings. I like coming to a consensus. I love core memories. And to me, that was amazing. Like to all of us jump in the pool together and then like all have to get out soaking wet, all of our clothes wet. Oh, that was just so great. Then we changed and we sat down and we talked for a long time in the, I called it a talking room, a gathering room. It wasn't a living room. It was a room with chairs in it that you can sit down and talk in. A talking room, I'm going to call it. And, then Friday, we went to her parents' beach house on Tybee Beach, and there was a welcome party there. And that was really fabulous because the wedding was actually quite small. So they wanted to be able to invite their family friends to some kind of event. So that was the welcome dinner Friday night, and also like a makeshift like pre-wedding, because basically there was no friends at the wedding at all. It was all family because she has a really big family, and we have a medium family. We don't have that big of a family. Okay. So Friday night we got a lot of chatting done. I was talking to India a lot, which is Holland's brother's fiance, and we just had a lot in common. Okay. Maybe not a lot in common, but we were good. Sometimes you don't have to have things in common with people. Sometimes you can just understand that they pass the vibe check. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you can just understand that they're good people. And that's really basically the only basis you need to have for a good relationship. By the way, I am recording like as it's kind of dusky dark out. So you may get this really deep, sexy vibe from this video. It's not because I planned it that way. It's because I had an extremely busy day. I had to get my freaking BLS certification today. 3 hours. I understand that you need to have your BLS, basic life support, and we need to renew it to stay fresh on it. Why would I possibly, after 10 years, need to take a 3-hour class every 2 years? It's like, I know the CPR. Why do I have to take a 3-hour class? It took forever. It took my whole morning up. And then I get my oil changed in Valvoline. My God, they were slammed. I'm not going to complain about them because they were busy and it was raining and I feel bad for them having to work in the rain. But I was there an hour. My God. I am grateful to have a drive-through service, so I'm not trying to complain. And then Saturday was the wedding. My God. What a stunning wedding. Okay. It was on the beach between two sand dunes. Some little sand spikers got me. I don't know what they're called. Little spike balls got in my foot, but that's okay. I think I was the only one, so I was actually happy to have taken that bullet. It was the most stunning wedding. Sunset. By the way, it was 15 minutes tops, and that's what I really loved about it. They had this thing down so We got there 5:30, mingled for a little bit. The bar was already open. Got to the beach everything was walkable, by the way. Tybee Beach, when we got there, they had rented. So basically we were on a block. Their family owns a beach house here. They owned the beach house next to it. They owned the beach house across the street, and then they rented the beach house right here. Walking to the Friday night festivities was across the street. The beach house that they got married at, because their dad's friend owns a beach house or something, or they built another beach house or something. There's some way that someone knew someone else with the beach house, and that was an 8-minute walk up the street, and that's where they got married at. The walkability. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, Friday before the welcome party, we hit the Savannah town, and Holland showed me around a little bit. So I did get to see the architecture. I got to see the squares. I got to see that Forsyth Park. She took me to the Birds cookies. I don't know if you're familiar with the Birds cocktail crackers. They changed I don't even want to weigh myself. I have eaten an entire container of Birds cocktail crackers. We got Chinese food the day we got back from our trip. I've had it 3 days in a row. I am sure I'm full of sodium, honey. And it was just, it was fabulous. Downtown Savannah was unbelievably beautiful and cool. And I don't even think I got to see 10% of it, because we were really hitting the town fast because we had to get to Tybee for the night welcome party. So when I say I'm going to go back to Savannah, I do mean it, because I know I missed a lot. And now I kind of have family down there. Not really, through marriage. I don't know what it's considered. But I think I would be welcome. I'm not imposing myself on them. I'm just saying I'm sure I'll see myself in Savannah again. So the wedding was beautiful. It was between 2 dunes. It was 15-minute ceremony at max. Holland's dad officiated it. It was very sweet. My brother looked freaking insane in his suit, and Holland looked like a goddamn vision. I shouldn't have used the Lord's name in vain in that conversation, but she did. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Now, I don't know if her family is extremely religious. I know my brother's getting to be kind of religious in the last few years, pretty religious. I know she is. It wasn't a super religion heavy wedding, which is awesome for me, because sometimes I just wish I really am totally understanding that religion is part of a lot of people's lives. Sometimes I do think, though, that starts to detract from like your own personal thoughts or opinions or accomplishments or achievements. Like it sometimes bothers me when it's like, I can't believe you got that promotion. And the person's like, yeah, God is good. Ask God and he will provide for you. And I'm like, no, you did the work and you got the promotion. And like, I don't understand why everything has to always have like God time. Like, can we just talk and not have every type of a conversation relate back to God? Like, can we just say sentences and it not be related back to a Bible verse or back to that it was God's will? Or like, can we just talk? Can we just talk? So I was happy that it wasn't too religious of a wedding. I mean, it was in the sense that like people were saying, we're going to live in, God's, well, I don't know what you say, like the wife and the husband or whatever, were committed to each other. I don't, but it wasn't like 10 hours of like a Catholic mass when you get married or whatever they do. Do you know what I mean? It was short, sweet, and to the point. Reception was amazing. And one of my favorite parts of the night was, because I really like Holland, my new sister-in-law. She's like, we just really get along well. And when she needed to freshen up, she said, do you want to freshen up with me, Chloe? And I was like, yes, I do. Because to me, like, I'm not going to ask someone at my wedding to freshen up who I don't really like. Like, I wouldn't pick like a girl I tolerate to come freshen up with me in the bathroom, especially as the bride. So to me, I was like, I already know she likes me, but I'm like, Yeah. Oh, sorry, guys. Excuse us. Me and the bride are going to the back to freshen up. Like, excuse us. Excuse us. We're going to freshen up. Yeah, me and the bride. You know what I mean? That's how I was feeling. Now, that's enough about the Savannah wedding. If anything else comes into my mind, we drove home bright and early Sunday morning. We were maybe going to stay Sunday day and then come home Monday, but we ended up hitting the road, which I'm very happy we did because, long story short, my dog Luna's been limping for about a week and a half now. And she was still limping when we were in Savannah. That's the reports that we were getting. And, you know, a day in Savannah, that's going to be on vacation, on a trip, that's going to be minimum $700. I would assume. It's like $300 for a hotel last minute, like $100 for lunch, $100 for dinner. Let's be real, maybe even $150 if you're having cocktails, like souvenir shops, like you are spending money. And we get all the way back to Pennsylvania. Lo and behold, Luna's still limping. I called the vet Monday morning. I'm like, do you have any openings? They did. They have an 11:20. How fabulous. We get there. Luna has already torn her right ACL and meniscus, and she had to get surgery, $6,000. Like no activity for 3 months, no stairs for 3 months. It is an excruciating healing process. She starts limping, and it's like the same limp as when she tore her right ACL. I'm like, I fucking know it. I know this dog. Has another torn ACL and meniscus. We take her to the vet. They do x-rays. You can't see a tear on the x-ray, but you can see fluid collection. And the vet said she can like move the kneecap in a way that you're not supposed to be able to. So they're like, it's probably torn. And like, what do you want to do? Because they're like, we could try this med or this med for these many weeks and see if it helps. We already had those meds at our house. We had already been giving it to her for the week and a half or whatever. I'm like, they're like, or you could just do the ortho surgery consult. I'm like, just do the consult because I already know what it is. Now, is there a 1% chance that we'll get to the orthopedic surgeon and she's going to be like, actually, it's not torn at all? I guess maybe a 1% chance. I mean, the vet said she could move her kneecap in a damn 360-degree motion. And Luna's not putting any weight down. That's exactly what she did last time. So that's going to be another $6,000. And I'm very happy now we didn't spend the extra day in Savannah. I think I'm going to do a series on how to make $6,000 additional money in 1 month and see if we can hit the goal, because I cannot put that on another credit card. I'm sick of travel nursing. I want to be home. I can't keep putting surgeries on credit cards. You know, Luna's had one $6,000 surgery already. This is going to be another $6,000 surgery. That's $12,000. She's had her teeth cleaned. That's $2,000. That's $14,000. She's had, what other surgery did Luna get? Oh, she got fixed. That was $2,000. That's $16,000. Not to mention all the other just like sicknesses and this and that. I mean, this is a $20,000 woman. I got to make the money. I don't know how I'm going to make it. I think I'm going to start working double. Like I think I'm going to work 60 hours a week for like a month or two. And I think that will get me the $6,000 that I need, but I'm not charging it. So it is what it is. Okay. Now let's get right into tequila time. It is going to be an extremely heavy life of a showgirl. We're going to talk a little bit about Paris Fashion Week and then of course the AMA and the Chloe time. Life of a showgirl. What can I say? So I want to preface this by saying, I've said several times, I'm not necessarily a Swiftie. I did go to the Eras tour. The Eras tour, the first leg, I think did what it was meant to do, which was give you FOMO. I had very famously only ever listened to Folklore before, and I don't even think I did a full album listen through. I literally can't recall. What I can recall about Folklore is My Tears Ricochet really helped me through a difficult time that I was having at work. because I felt like my boss hated me and I felt like my work hated me. And I feel like I just felt like they like literally that song was like them, like beating you down and then you're fucking dead. They killed you, honey. They did what they set out to do. And then they would be like, you seem upset. Is everything okay? And I'm like, if you fucking killed me, bitch, why are you at the funeral? I'm dead. You took everything from me. Like sometimes the healthcare industry can be fucking brutal. So that song really helped me. And then the Eras tour was happening. Me and my sister were like, we like just to be part of the zeitgeist when they announced the second leg, we're like, we have to go. Like we have to go. It's a cultural phenomenon. So we decided to go. And then at some point in that, endeavor, the Tortured Poets department came out. So of course I'm like, well, I want to listen to this so I can be, because I knew her hits from the radio because everyone knows hits on the radio. But I had, known that there was a pretty big portion of the tour that was part of the Tortured Poets department. So I was like, great, a new album dropped. I'll get to know this album and like, it'll help me enjoy the concert even more. The Tortured Poets department was so important to me. It was such a amazing album. I've said famously many times that I feel like the Tortured Poets department was an album for 30-year-old women who have fucking had it. I felt like that album was like an anthem for women who have been fucked up and fucked over so many times, and they have turned on fucking like revenge mode times 1,000. It was so like deep and visceral and moving, and kind of like these women who have just been wailed on, and then they come out of the ashes like a phoenix. Or even like, I'm trying to think of I have a bad memory, so sometimes it's hard for me to think of like direct not relations, but like, I guess examples. But it's like you pulled out all her teeth, blah, blah, blah. Like that, like there's so many songs that I related to where I was like, I felt that. Like I felt connected to that. I felt connected to that. I felt connected to that. I'm going to pull up, I hope I can pull up the music app on my laptop without any songs playing. I do just want to quickly go through the Tortured Poets department and talk about songs that were particularly important to me, because I feel like it will add to this conversation. My Apple Music is so funny. Like who I have in my repertoire is just crazy. Okay, so Down Bad was really important to me, basically just in general, because sometimes I can get down, like, now I'm down bad crying at the gym. Like, it just was an anthem to me, okay? So Long London was one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. So long, 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 so long, long, long. It was truly a total musical transcendence. Fresh Out the Slammer didn't care about. Florida kind of didn't care about. Guilty as Sin didn't care about. Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? Who's afraid? Now, mind you, this is during the reign of the Kamala coming into potentially running, Trump winning, realizing what's going to happen, just all of this all mixed together. Who's afraid of little old me? Well, you should be. Like, to me, that was so confidence building. Like, because sometimes I can get really down on myself. Like, how I talk to myself on here. Even today, I called myself a dumb bitch 10 times. But then it's like, sometimes you're like, you know what? You freaking punch me down. You punch me down. You punch me down. Sometimes I can feel not low self-esteem, because I really do love myself, but like sometimes you can just feel like the world or someone or something's gotten the best of you and you get all punched down to the ground. But then you're like, you know what? Who's afraid of little old me? Well, you fucking should be. You can't hold me down. Like, I'm going to freaking be a phoenix and come back up from the ashes. The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived, beautiful, beautiful song. Clara Bow, beautiful song. The Black Dog, I love that song. Now, there's one song I'm trying to get to, Cassandra. Like, that song to me, is that the one where they're like, you dragged her down the street? I'm bad unless I hear it, but it's like, you dragged me down the street. She knew the truth, and then the truth came out, and she was right. You pulled out all her teeth because she knew the truth. And I do feel like a lot of times these groups of people, the minorities, the women, like, they do get targeted because people are intimidated by them. And, you pull out all their teeth, and then it's like, wow, they were right. Like, they were right. And we didn't listen to them, and we beat them up. But they really were right. So the album, to me, the Torture Poets Department, was such a beautiful and elevated and mature and thoughtful album. So setting the scene that I am not like a Swiftie, right? But I enjoyed the Eras tour. I enjoyed, I had seen Miss Americana. I thought it was great that she was standing up for voting and promoting in that in that documentary. I was thrilled that she had endorsed Kamala. Like, I really loved just kind of what I thought Taylor was standing. Well, what I think she does stand for. I do think she believes that stuff, okay? Then musically, what I had listened to from her and really connected to was Folklore with My Tears Ricochet in the Torture Poets Department. So when this announcement came out that The Life of a Showgirl was dropping, I was so excited for it. I was like, we need something to live for. It's fucking dark times, baby. And I'm looking for a new album to just get lost in. To just get lost in. Now, when the first song came on, the song dropped, it came on, The Fate of Ophelia. Immediately, I was like, we got another bop. Now, not necessarily like, but just, I thought the song was beautiful. I thought it was clever and smart and beautiful and interesting. And then Elizabeth Taylor came on. And I felt like it was a little clunky. I was listening to it, and I was cautiously giving it the benefit of the doubt, but I was like, all right, well, we're 2 here. The album, I've listened to 2 songs. One I love, one might grow on me. Because I'm very open to albums growing, because you don't know the songs at first. You got to get to know them. I'm just going to go through the list here of the songs, guys, okay? And by the way, if you're a Swiftie watching this, please understand fully. I hope I set the scene for you. This is not a lifelong Swiftie with lore and all the answers and this and that. I hope you're watching this and enjoying it as me, as a novice listener, with truly just the information at my hands of whether or not I might like something, right? Then 3 comes on, Opalite or Opalot, or I don't even know how the hell you say it. Opalit. I don't know how you say it. And I didn't really feel connected to that song either. So now I have The Fate of Ophelia, I have Elizabeth Taylor, and then I have Opalite. And I'm starting to see things online. Now I'm starting to see TikToks. I'm not saying that I gave into anything, but I'm just saying I started to see that there were some maybe lyrically challenged songs. maybe that planted a bad seed in my mind. I don't know. I don't like to think that I'm not susceptible or gullible, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. And then all of a sudden, number 4 comes on, father figure. And that could be one of the most difficult songs I have ever had the displeasure of getting through. In my wildest dreams, I have never thought that I would listen to such a odd, I'm not good at music, so I don't know if it's melody, I don't know if melodically, I don't know if it's lyrics, I don't know how to describe it. Let me try to find the thing I want to say. I want to read you the lyrics. First of all, it was giving mob. It was like, I protect the family. I protect the family. And it's like, it just seemed really intense, to be honest with you. Especially that it was about supposedly the music industry. Now, I do want to say, Opalite is supposedly about Kayla Nicole, which is Travis Kelce's ex. I don't know anything about, when we start getting into layers of Taylor lore and this word relates to this song and that word relates to that song and this means that and there was a photo once of them doing this. I don't know anything about that. I'm like a newer listener. But apparently Opalite is about Kayla Nicole, Travis's ex. I don't know if that's true or not. If it is true, I do think it's a little bizarre. Because Taylor Swift's like the biggest pop star in the world. This girl's already gotten a lot of flack for being his ex. Now, Kayla Nicole, I don't particularly love either because she went to a Chris Brown concert and got on stage and he like grinded on her. And I do not and will not ever stand women. I will never understand women that love on or hug on or like on a woman beater. Like to me, Chris Brown is fucking ass a bitch. Chris Brown is, to me, such an absolute piece of shit. It's not just Rihanna that he beat the fuck out of. And I'm saying that in that brutality because that's what happened. There's been many reports, allegedly, in my opinion, of other girlfriends and other women that have had the same issue with him. That man is a bad guy. It's like, when I'm sorry, we're going on stage now and grinding with Chris Brown. He's a fucking animal. No. So I don't particularly like Kayla Nicole because I cannot, like, I just do not get girls who like don't draw the line at woman beating. I don't get it. But I will say, if the song is about her, it's like, I don't know, like, you're the biggest pop star in the world. Can we not sing a song about Kayla Nicole? Like, it's giving kind of like punching down. I'm not saying that in a way of like, you know, everyone is equally, I believe every individual is equally as important, but I'm talking about you're the biggest pop star in the entire world. Anyone you sing about is punching down. Unless you're literally singing about like Beyonce or Adele. Like, it just seems like you're picking on someone kind of. And then I'm just saying also, well, I'll make the comment about actually romantic when we get there. So this is the part in father figure that I wanted to like read to you. Now I'm going to get the like tune wrong or the melody wrong because I haven't listened to it enough to like be able to remember it that well. But this is the sentiment of the phrase. I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain. Said they want to see you rise. They don't want you to reign. I showed you all the tricks of the trade. All I ask is for your loyalty, my dear protege. It is the weirdest, most clunky, trying with all your might to make this sound happen that it's so weird. It was the most clunky. I felt like I was chewing on a Snickers bar listening to that song. And it's all so like mobby, like, I protect the family. I protect the family. I just hated it. I literally hated that song. And then I go, okay, well maybe there's just the one song. Maybe I just didn't like that song. I was giving this album the benefit of the doubt. And then we get to Eldest Daughter, which is the next song. I cannot express to you the shock. I don't know what her other albums are like because I haven't listened to them. I know the hits that were on the radio. I cannot express to you the shock I had listening to the Tortured Poets Department and listening to Black Dog. Is it called the Black Dog? Black Doggin? You know what I'm talking about. And Who's Afraid of Little Old Me? So Long London, to this album with the Eldest Daughter. The lyrics are so clunky. They're so amateur. They're so juvenile. And like sometimes I'm listening to how we're getting to the end of the sentence and it's like, it seems like I could do that. I really enjoy stuff that I'm like, I could never do that. But it's literally like my boyfriend was kind of making fun of it and he was singing like Our Day. And it's kind of like almost was a better song. It's like if I was like, I went to CPR this morning. I was kind of tired, sleep still in my eyes, but I had to get to my desire. Like this, I can't express it. I can't express it. So we get to the Eldest Daughter. And this is the song, you may have seen it online. But I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage. But I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna leave you out. So many traitors, smooth operators. This entire album has so many, like, with the times words. I'm not a bad bitch. This isn't savage. Like, I think Wishlist has a lot of like, I don't know if the word woke is in any of this, but like, it's all so like 2025, really a flash in time slang words that I hate. Like, I'm not saying every song needs to be poetry, but I mean, this seemed like elementary, like very high school writing. I could write that. If I was making a TikTok and now I'm not saying I could write all of her songs, right? In this album. Like, there are good lyrics, there are good melodies. Like, I really like The Fate of Ophelia. But if I was making a TikTok and trying to make a funny video, I do feel like I could be like, and like, I literally feel like I'm trying to think of, and I had FOMO, but I knew in slow-mo I'd enjoy this time right now. FOMO is not right now. Like, that's to me what it sounded like. Just really, really basic words and like basic delivery. And then we get to Ruin the Friendship, which I also hated. I don't even know, like, to me, it's not even worth looking up Ruin the Friendship lyrics. Actually Romantic was next, which is supposedly a diss track to Charlie XCX. It's like basically talking about how no one's ever thought of her so much, like it's actually romantic. And maybe the thing is I tend to listen to songs and then relate it to very specific things in my life. So for example, there was absolutely no intention of this song being what it was for me. But for example, in the Torture Poets department, is it I Look in People's Windows? Yeah, I Look in People's Windows. That song to me was important to me, and I really loved it because I related that to my sister that died, my little sister. Like, I look in people's windows just to see if you're there. And so maybe my problem is like with the whole album of the Torture Poets department, I was relating it a lot to like what we're going through right now in our society, like trying to silence women or silence minorities, or like fighting the patriarchy, or like coming into your own as a woman and like sticking up for yourself finally. And I don't know what I was expecting with this, but like actually romantic, it was so juvenile. It was just so like, you like me so much, no one's ever liked me that much. It's actually romantic. Like, it was, I love a cunty song. Like, I love like a little patronizing, like, I love when a girl is like in her like patronizing, like little cunt era. But that, it was not this to me. It was like juvenile. It was like, na, 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 na. You like me so much, it's a crush. I just hated it. I hated it. And then we get to Wish List. So at this point now, it's one song after another, where the lyrics seem extremely juvenile. Melodically, it's like very clunky. It's really odd how the sentences are maneuvered. And then we get to Wish List, which I, again, like hated. Because I thought Wish List, to me, seemed like a little mean. It was like, to me, when I was listening to it, it was kind of like, all these dumb bitches want all this in life, shallow, but like, we just want each other. And they want that yacht life under chopper blades. They want those bright lights and Balenciaga shades. It's like, girl, you fucking wear designer. What are we talking about here? You like wear Louis Vuitton head to toe. And you wear like Louis Vuitton head to toe. Like, what are we talking about here? And it's like, and they want like fat asses and baby faces. Like, it seemed, they want complex female characters. They want that critical smash Palme d'Or and an Oscar on their bathroom floor. They want it all. And it's like, what are we talking about here? Because, like, you, like, Grammys are important to you. You're a designer. You have your private jets. Like, it just seemed very, like, judgy. But almost judgy in a way that was, like, not very self-reflective. It's like, and it's like, but we're so elevated. Like, we just want each other. It's like, I'm sorry. Everyone in life literally just wants loved. Like, I just didn't like that it was, like, to me, this is how I read it. It was like, all these shallow people want all this shit. And maybe maybe she's talking about the Kardashians specifically with the fat ass and baby face. I don't know. If it is, it's like, can we just stop talking about them? I'm so sick of the Kardashians. They're horrible people. They're absolutely vile. Like, we get it. They suck. We know, like, you know, we all know, everyone knows. We all know. But in general, most people actually do just want love. So I just didn't like how it was like all these people, like wish lists with dollar signs. They want all that shit. And like, we just want each other and kids. And it's like, I think a lot of people want that. And it seems like a little bitchy how you're saying it. That's how I took it. And it's my opinion. And I'm allowed to have whatever opinion I want. And I just didn't like the song. The song to me sounded cheap, to be honest with you. And then we get to Wood, which is one of the most overtly sexual songs. And by the way, I love a sexy song. I love a song that is absolutely filthy. I personally myself have said cunt twice on this podcast, maybe even 3 times, because to me that word, I actually like it. I think it expresses things really well. Sorry, my legs were falling asleep. I had to get a bit more comfortable for a second. Wood was truly one of the most overtly sexual, but not in a, when a song is overtly sexual, I want it to make me also feel sexy, right? Like, if we're talking about fucking, at the end of the song, I should want to fuck, right? Not to be crude, I'm just saying, like, if we're talking about like a hot ass song, it should make you like feel like hot. And now this is her experience and she's welcome to her experience, right? But it's just like, it was, again, to me, really amateur. And like, I do not understand why everything sounds like a high school. So, forgive me, it sounds cocky. He hypnotized me and opened my eyes, redwood tree. It ain't hard to see, his love has the key that opens my thighs. I don't like that. Let me see what else it says. Girls, I don't need to catch that bouquet to know a rock hard is on the way. A hard rock is on the way. It's like, is that a double entendre? Like, we're talking about a diamond, but like also like a hard rock. Like, honestly, to me, it was like overtly sexual, but like not. It almost reminded me of Plathville, when the girls like have never even kissed before, but then like they're getting married because it's like that's what they do there or something. And it's like they haven't even ever kissed, but now they're like, we're going on our honeymoon. And you're just like, oh my God, I feel like I shouldn't be watching this because it seems really juvenile and really immature. And it's like meant to be sexy, but in a way that I don't think I should be a part of. I feel like it's like juvenile. It's not like when Cardi B talks about like a sexy song, or for example, Only by Nicki Minaj is one of my favorite songs of all time, and the entire song is about getting fucked. And I like that song. I never fuck Wayne, never fuck Drake. On my life, man, fuck's sake. If I did my Minaj and let me eat my ass like a cupcake. My man, folk, he just ate on duck nobody but tape. Yeah, that was a setup for a punchline on duct tape. Lil Wayne's part. What does Lil Wayne say? Hold on, let me try to think of Lil Wayne's part. Lil Wayne. I know the one part he says, whoever is hitting ain't hitting her right because she act like she need dick in her life. That's another story, I'm no storyteller. I pissed greatness like gold is yellow. All my goons so overzealous. I'm from Highly Grove, the holy Mecca. So I'm not saying that I don't like sexy songs. I just want to believe that we're actually having sex. It just, to me, it's like, so like, I don't need to knock on wood. It's like, oh. Forgive me, it sounds cocky. He hypnotized me and opened my eyes. Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs. Gross. I hated that song. And then we get to Canceled, which is the 10th song on the album. Canceled. It's like, oh my God, all of these songs are just so little girlish to me. Did your girl bust too close to the sun? Like, that's the... What the fuck are we talking about? Did your girl bust too close to the sun? Did you catch for having too much fun? Come with me when you see the run. Something wicked this way comes. It's like, what? Who is getting canceled for girl bossing too close to the sun? To me, in general, I'm a very online girl. In general, to me, a lot of girls, when we're girl bossing, it's normally really applause driven. Like, to me, when girls are like opening new businesses, like hitting huge milestones, it's normally like, yes, slay, queen. Okay. Like, I'm trying to think of her friends who have gotten canceled. Blake Lively made a movie about domestic violence, made a bunch of extremely inflammatory comments that to me seem like kind of stretch the truth, or for example, like in one of Blake Lively's, I don't know if it was a deposition, I don't know if it was a statement, I don't know what it was, but she said like Justin Baldoni showed her pornographic material. And you read that and you're like, whoa, that is inappropriate, and under no circumstance is that okay to do as a director, producer to an actress. That's out of line. And then Justin Baldoni responded and was like, now whether or not you think it's appropriate, that's a different conversation. But when Justin Baldoni responded, and what you heard it really was is he showed Blake a video of his wife in labor when Blake was going to have her labor scene. Now, you can still have the opinion that that wasn't appropriate, or Blake had her own children, so she doesn't need to see like your wife doing it. Like, that is very personal. But to me, Blake said things that were like, he showed me pornography on set. And you think, whoa, that's really bad. And then you find out he was trying to like convey how he wanted the birthing scene to be, and like this is how his wife did it, and like that's what he was trying to kind of convey. It can still be inappropriate, but it is not that Justin Baldoni trapped Blake in a room and made her watch hardcore porn, which is to me what she insinuated. So it's like, I don't know if we're talking about Blake girl bossing too close to the sun, because that's like not why she got canceled. And by the way, I think Justin Baldoni's a fucking freak too. So don't even it's not like I'm team Justin Baldoni. I think that whole damn group of people absolutely ruined a movie that was supposed to be about the domestic violence that could have really helped people. And both of their egos took a huge shit on that movie. Are we talking about Brittany Mahomes, who like kind of got canceled for being MAGA? It's like, girl, like, I don't know who we're talking about, what friends of yours, like, and it basically, she's saying like she likes her friends canceled. Like, good, cancel them. I like them canceled. Good thing I like my friends canceled. I like them cloaked in Gucci and in scandal. Like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Welcome to the underworld where it gets quite dark. At least you know where your friends are. They're the ones with the matching scars. I don't really know what we're talking about, but if we're talking about like an anthem of a bunch of like richly poor behaved people, I just feel like you missed the plot. And also the really, really amateur, juvenile, did your girl boss too close to the sun? It's like, oh my God. Girl, what fucking stratosphere are we on right now? Hated that song. And then Honey to me was a throwaway. It's like, people used to call me Honey sarcastically, but you can call me Honey because you really want me or something. Great, don't care. I don't know what to say about that. To me, it was a throwaway track. And then The Life of a Showgirl was the last song, which I loved. So The Life of a Showgirl was featuring Sabrina Carpenter. So the first song I loved, the last song I loved. There's a lot of different conversations. Like, some people are saying like this is like a CD made for like MAGA women. I'm really not getting it. I am focusing almost all of my energy on like non-conspiracy theories at this point. I can't, like, I'm busy worrying about the government shutdown, and I'm worried about the fact that I'm watching every single day on my phone civilians just get the fucking life beat out of them by ICE. I'm watching priests get pepper sprayed in the face. I'm watching ICE intentionally pepper spray into people's like ventilators, and like, I'm not interested in deep diving it down into the conspiracy world of whether or not this is like a low-key MAGA album, because to me, I need to focus on facts right now. So the fact is I did not enjoy this album because it was such a departure from her other album that I grew to love, which was my true introduction into Taylor Swift. I understand that not every album can be a deep, poetic exorcism of the soul, But this to me was like high school. And I'm 35. I can't do that. Now I'll say I like The Fate of Ophelia and I like The Life of a Showgirl. Like basically everything in the middle. And maybe I'll listen to it again a few more times and maybe change my tune about some of the songs. But I don't know. I just really did not enjoy it. Now, the last part I want to touch on about this is the other issue with this album is the theme that we were given is in no way related to the album at all. There's such a departure, like that Showgirl, this is a behind the scenes look at the life of a showgirl when she's not on stage. That to me was not delivered in this album. What was delivered in this album seemed like a mix between her own personal beefs and like a chip on her shoulder mixed with like being heavily sexually in love. I feel like when she named this album, she was thinking it was The Life of a Showgirl, which was her. But it was like she missed the connection where it's really her life. So we were served up on a silver platter that it was going to be the life of a showgirl, a look behind the scenes of working in the music industry, the ups and downs of it. And I think she bled that into her own life. So I feel like the album should have been called like My Life Behind the Scenes Sneak Peek Things I've Been Thinking of Lately. Or like The Life of a Showgirl, aka My Personal Life of me personally, Taylor Strucker. And not Taylor Strucker. Oh, sorry, Taylor. Taylor Swift. That's because I listen to Taylor Strucker every day. It's like, it should have been called like The Life of a Showgirl, aka My Personal Life, Taylor Swift, and like very specific things that I've been thinking of. Because I would have loved The Life of a Showgirl, basically the number 12 track on this album, The Life of a Showgirl, in 12 different forms. Or like maybe, here's a good example. Like Christina Aguilera's You're Beautiful, or Beautiful. You are beautiful, no matter what they say. Yes, words can bring you down. Hey, hey. Or Britney Spears, Lucky. She's so lucky. She's a star, but she cries lonely, thinking if there's nothing missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night? Like those to me are more closely related to The Life of a Showgirl. Like Lucky, why are these tears coming even though I'm a star? You are beautiful. The industry can be rough. Like people will tell you you're this or this or this, but like don't forget you're beautiful even though the people will tell you this. Like stay true to yourself. Those to me relate more to The Life of a Showgirl than this album. This album seemed like my own, and by the way, of course the album can be her own personal beefs and thoughts and whatever, but then don't bill it as the behind the scenes look of the life of a showgirl. It's the life of you, your show, your life. So it was a rough pill to swallow, to be honest with you. I was really looking forward to this album, and I listened to it and I was just in shock. And I know a lot of people are having fun with it. Totally fine. Have fun with the album. I normally really need to connect with music to enjoy it. Now, sometimes I don't. If it's just like a bop, like I'm really loving this song right now, Dirty by Koad, Koad. I'm a clean motherfucker, but I'm dirty. Like that song, I don't relate to it at all. Like, but it just is like a fucking banger. So it was just like, I didn't think anything was a banger, and I also couldn't relate to it personally. And for me, so that to me it was just like a mute point. Do you know what I mean? So I was going to talk about Paris Fashion Week. I was going to talk about AMAs. We're already at an hour 15. You know what? I'm moving the AMAs in the Clooney time to next week. I do want to talk about quickly, because it's timely, Paris Fashion Week. Gosh, I'm going to say her name wrong. Ayo Edebiri, AyoEdebiri, was just named the newest ambassador for Chanel. She is the star of the Bear TV show. She's a really fabulous girl. Now, someone wanted me to talk about this. I really like her. I think she's really well spoken. I think she's very clever. I think she's a very good actress. I think she's a rising star. I tend to view Chanel as like very stuffy and uppity and unattainable. So I'm actually very excited to see what the marriage of Chanel, which I view as old and stuffy and very closed-doored, to Ayo, I hope I'm saying her name right, with whom I think is like fun and young and progressive, and like the opening to a new world of like the next generation of Hollywood. So I'm kind of interested to see how they marry together, and whether or not Chanel pulls her more classic or she pulls them more the next stage of Chanel. We'll have to wait and see. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about Meghan Markle came to New York Fashion Week, or I'm sorry, this is Paris Fashion Week. I don't know if I said New York before. Paris Fashion Week. And I am having a hard time understanding why celebrities are still promoting Balenciaga. So Meghan Markle, who already is basically on 24/7 damage control of her brand, went to Paris Fashion Week for like the first time, or like the first time in 10 years or something. It was a big deal that she went. She wore the most stunning like cream outfit one day. She wore the most stunning black outfit one day. She's like really big into charity, really big into what I would think is like equality, social movements, right? Like that's a cornerstone of her and Harry, supposedly, is like this charity work. And it's like the first show she goes to is Balenciaga. Balenciaga, who was in a massive scandal for having like BDSM child-based campaigns. And then in the campaigns, I know that this is old. I don't care. I don't understand how we get to the point in life where it's like, we kind of are like, oh, but like the child pee happened 5 years ago. You're not over that yet. I'll never be over it. So they had this like very bizarre BDSM like kid campaign. And then in the different campaign photos, they had like paperwork strewn about. And the paperwork that was in the photo shoot had like file names on it. And the file name in the official Balenciaga campaign was a real life child pee case. Like, you know what I'm saying? Child corn. So in a approved Balenciaga campaign, a prop that they used was a real case where children were found to have been part of a black ring child pee in like essay. This is like off the top of my mind. This is just off my memories. This is like 5 years ago now, or 4 years ago. So look up the details. And of course, you know me for legal reasons, allegedly, in my opinion. But you can look this up. It's black and white. I just don't know if it was like specifically essay or like or child peer or what exactly it was. But it was like a huge case where like a lot of kids were hurt. And I don't really care that it was 4 years ago or 5 years ago. I already stopped fucking with Kim Kardashian the minute that this happened. And then she was like, well, I talked to the creators of Balenciaga and they said that it was a really poor oversight or like something so fucking dumb. Do you know how specific it is to have a prop in a photo shoot and then the prop has a real life name of a real life case that was related to real life children? And then the theme of the photo shoot is BDSM. You cannot convince me. Every day I get more and more convinced that these celebrities are just moralless, just power and fame hungry animals. Lindsay Lohan, I don't fuck with her anymore. She's always at a Balenciaga. She's always at a Balenciaga show. Meghan Markle now. Anne Hathaway's there. Like, these celebrities, you guys have got to get some fucking moral scruples. I mean, I know talk about how I have a hard time feeling like I don't want to come off as like on a high horse, or like it's difficult for me to navigate like what I want to cut off in my life for my own moral principles. But I mean, I think there has to come a certain point where we can all agree like that was fucking psychotic. And then the apology was so half-assed, and the photographer blamed Balenciaga and Balenciaga blamed the photographer, and there was never accountability, and it was just like, can we not all agree? And there was layers of like this weird, like going back for like Balenciaga having all these really bizarre like innuendos throughout history, like allegedly in my opinion. And then Meghan Markle, that's what you come out for your first fashion show in 10 years of Paris Fashion Week? I mean, is Balenciaga paying these celebrities and like a ticket to heaven? I mean, because to me, no amount of money would ever make me go there. So I'm trying to think of what else, like, are you promised like eternal life? Like, what is this thing that they're offering you that you guys are like, child pee, schmild pee? Ah. Ah. So that shocked me. I wanted to say that shocked me. And it's timely. I wanted to talk about it. Okay. Now, I will say this week, Chic C'est La Vie, SVA SVA. Chic C'est La Vie, SVA SVA. Chic C'est La Vie, SVA SVA is definitely going to be, let me see here. Oh, you know what it is? It's going to be when Holland asked me if I wanted to touch up with her in the bathroom of the bridal suite. I mean, if that didn't make me smile, I don't know what did. I don't know what would have. It was so just fabulous. Also, what made me really smile was Holland's dogs. I really love those dogs. One of her dogs has, how do I say it appropriately? A cock eye, a split vision, north and west. It's not cross-eye, it's the opposite. They're looking this way. And I love that dog. Fluffy Duffy is older and she's a little bit more timid. So when she would come around, you would give her a nice pet. But Willie, honey, oh, that dog and his eyes, you didn't know where they were looking. But he wanted to play with you. And he wanted to wag his little tail. And he was playing all night long. Also, he's psychotic. I would like take a toy from him finally because it was like bedtime. And I would be walking away. Oh, all of a sudden, I'd feel this out of my hand. Took it right back from me. That's a crazy dog right there. So the whole Savannah weekend was a Chic C'est La Vie, SVA SVA. Holland asking me to touch up with her was a SVA SVA. Willie and his wild eyes were a SVA SVA. And in general, just the hospitality of her family. Oh, she showed me the bathtub. Whoa, the bathtub in our guest bathroom. If I would have had some more time on my hands, honey, I would have soaked in that tub. Oh my God. It was like really deep. Oh, I could only imagine taking a bath in there. Now, I will say, like, share, subscribe. Say, someone did comment to me. They were like, hey, hun. They didn't say hun. They were like, hey, babe, love the episode this week. The end was really crazy, but in general, the whole thing was good, but the end was really psychotic. What did I say last week in the end that was crazy? I cannot recall, and it's making me nervous. I am going to try to come up again. I know some of these episodes have been a little down. I am trying my best, guys. I'm fighting for my life. It is very hard for me to see. That sounds really self-indulgent, but it's just the truth. It has been very hard to see every day. ICE just, I mean, beating the shit out of citizens legally. And then these people get on these press conferences and they're just like, what about it? Portland's on fire. It's a shithole. So we're going to do what we have to do. And you just see these videos of people, I mean, beating the fuck out of protesters. I don't even care at this point if they're rioters. Watching like 10 fully geared, like army tactile people go up to a like 120-pound girl and just punch her in the face or like rip her to the ground or like, I mean, I'm seeing videos of people like just standing there and then like open bear macing them in the face. It's very challenging, but we got to know what's going on, people. I mean, I would love to not know, but we have to know. It's of the utmost importance. So I understand. I have a self-consciousness that people used to message me a lot and be like, wow, the episode was really funny this week. And I feel like that's just slipping away. And of course, like this podcast was always made to be entertaining. So I feel really self-conscious that I try to be entertaining still. And I think I am. But it's like, man, are there any lights in this? Like, are there any like funny, like, you know, some, like my friend texted me once and was like, when you said that your ass looks like God ran out of ink, like that was iconic. And it's like, do I even say anything funny or clever anymore? I don't know. I don't know if it's, but I try not to beat myself up about it because these are weird times. It's, you know, it's weird out here. So I'm trying to give myself grace that I hope I'm still saying some things that are funny, but if I'm not, you know, I think I'm doing an okay job at trying to be a little bit entertaining still, but I would just hope that you guys give me grace. I'm going to try to be funny as much as I can, as often as I can. But like I said, I'm having a little bit of a mental, you know, it's hard to see what's going on right now. So my mind is dark a lot. And so when I'm talking, I'm trying to be lifted up, but you know, obviously there's going to be times where if your mind has been dark all day and then you turn the camera on for a podcast, you know, maybe you say some funny things, but in general, it might be, you know, a little rough around the edges. But I do appreciate the grace that you guys are giving me. If you are giving me grace, if you are getting a little sick of a bit of a downness, I'm sorry, and I'm going to try hard. I really am going to try hard, but I think I'm doing an okay job. Now, like, review, subscribe, comment, Kiki, Shishi, Chic Sylvie, try to smile. Maybe let's have a goal. Let's give 5 compliments to strangers this week. That might uplift us. And until next week, bye.